Been a carpenter pretty much all my life in Key West. I got out of high school in 10th grade and started doing carpentry and roofing and for the past 33 years, that's what I've been doing. My career here in Key West, renovating the old houses. And like 6 years ago when things slowed down with building in Key West, that was when my art came on the scene. And when I was a kid growing up, I did artwork, but I kind of got away from it when I was in my early teens. And now, later in my life, good Lord has brought me 360 back to doing what He put in my heart all along. And it's a passion, something that I want to do all the time. Here, Chicken Chester's Hardware. This piece here probably took me 2 months, and what I'll take and do is I make the shell out of a 1/4-inch Luan plywood, and then I take and mill down the salvaged wood that I get from the houses in Key West, and mill it down real thin, and then I put the covering on the outside.
Favorite.
You know, I love the church here. This is the oldest Baptist church on the island here in Key West, and it's one of my favorite pieces. I think that piece. Well, actually, I think this was piece number 8, I believe. But this one here, you know, it's just something that, you know, there again, I had ridden by it, and right away I backed up, and you know, when I rode by the building, I backed up immediately, and I thought, that's the next piece that I need to do. And it just kind of really grabbed me to do this piece here, you know. And it's one of my favorites. And when I painted here in the center, the Blessed Mother, and did a silhouette there, when the paint dried, it looks like she's holding the baby Jesus with a halo. You'd have to really look closely to see it, but it was just one of them details that I believe God is in control in my artwork, with everything in my life. Back early on, when I first started doing my art, I would walk in my, I don't do it like I used to, but in the beginning, I'd walk in my sleep all the time and talk in my sleep. And Stephanie, my wife, would always tell me, yeah, you were working on your art last night. And one night there, I'd gotten up and I was semi-conscious, and I was walking through the house, and I had these pieces in my hand that I could never describe to you, the color, the brilliance. It was almost like I could hear it, you know, and I was walking through my house 2 in the morning in my sleep, but semi-conscious, and I'm going like, where am I going to put these pieces that I'm working on for this house that I'm doing? And I walked all through the house looking for a place to put them down, and it's totally dark in my house. And I get back in the bedroom, and I set them on the end of the bed, and I wake up Stephanie. I said, Stephanie, you got to see this. You got to see this. And she turns on the light, and they disappeared. And I said, what'd you do with them? What'd you do with the pieces? She says, what are you talking about? She says, oh, you must be working on your art again. So, really no special tools, and I don't never take any measurements. It's something visual, you know. I take a look at a picture to do my artwork alone. You know, I'll take a picture of a house that I want to do, and I'll take that picture and set it up in my workshop and look at the picture, and then I just get the wood and I start cutting it and putting it together. I don't never draw anything up to scale or anything. At one of my art shows, an architect asked me, what scale is that, son? And I don't know. I couldn't tell you. It's just something that just comes out, you know. I really do feel it's something spiritual. It's something that comes from inside, and then it just comes out in your art. If you're in the right frame of mind and working in the right place and relax, and you don't have anything else that you're thinking about but just your artwork, it truly does come out. And me with my artwork, I don't ever study anything for any period of time. It's just something that I do at random. You know, I'll take and grab a piece of metal and take and bend it up real quick, and then set it down and go, that's perfect. That's what I need. So if I had to take and measure something and take my time to do something, it would be a total mess. It just never works. You know,
So,
the first
okay.
piece, actually, there's a good friend of mine that lives here in Key West. His name is Bruce McGarry, and he does boats, and he had also done some miniature houses early in his career, and he kind of inspired me to do the wooden houses. I had never seen his work, but someone had told me that he does these miniature houses, and so I thought, well, gee, maybe that's something I can do. And like I said earlier, 6 years ago, when things went flat with carpentry work here in Key West, I started doing my artwork, and I had the materials in my shop, and it was something that I feel like the good Lord had put there for me to planted in my mind for me to start doing it. And I just didn't know where to start. And a couple of weekends in a row, I went into my shop to start. I had the wood sitting on the table, and I just didn't know where to start. And after a couple of weeks went by, I finally I prayed to him. I said, "Dear Lord, guide my hands and my mind, and help me make what it is that you want me to make." And the first piece that I made, took it inside and showed my wife. I said, "Look what I made." And she said, "Wow, I didn't know you could do that." And I didn't know I could do it either. And so then it just started evolving into something what you're looking at now, that you know, every little detail I feel that goes into my art is truly the way God wants it, because I always ask Him in prayer before I start my artwork without fail, "Lord, make my art what you want." And not just it just kind of comes out, you know, in my artwork. I never thought I'd be doing artwork like this. Well, when I first started doing my artwork, I think it was on my third piece of art that I had done, and there again, I felt the Spirit moved me to put peace, love, and joy, and so I put it on my artwork, peace, love, and joy. And months went by, and someone had bought that piece from me, and they live in Naples, Florida, and they're come to find out that they're a Christian themselves. And you know, months later they'd call me and they'd ask me why I put peace, love, and joy on it. And I told them that I felt compelled to put it on there. It's just another part of my art that I believe that God is creating in my art. And fella had told me that, well, that's fruit of the Spirit, and peace, love, and joy. And it's just another confirmation for me how God is moving in my life, in my artwork, and in many ways, but with my artwork in general, it's just another piece to the puzzle here with my artwork. You know. So growing up in Key West, my father was a roofer, and my father had me on the roofs when I was, I believe, 8 years old, 10 years old, and I enjoyed getting up on the roofs here in Key West with my daddy. And you know, growing up, there were 4 kids in our family, and we lived in an old house in Roberts Lane. We were poor, but we didn't know. We had everything we needed. You know, everybody looked out for one another, and it was just like, you know, the people in Key West are just the best. You know, just the best childhood I, you know, could ever imagine having. But my childhood growing up was great, and then out of high school I got into doing carpentry and roofing work full time, and I still do it. It's what I do for a living, along with my artwork. Each time I finish a piece of my artwork, I always take it through town for the first week, and just showing all my friends around town that wouldn't ordinarily get to see it. I'm not in a gallery anymore. I just do art shows, and but when I do sell one at the art shows or wherever it may be, I'm really grateful, because I know that the people that are buying them really love them. And you know, people ask me, "Are you sorry to let them go? You know, because you got attached?" No, I'm not, because it brings me great joy knowing that someone is going to get my art that really loves it the way that I do. What a reward in that way. So, well, the Hemingway House here is 6 miles northwest of Key West, and this was a place that it was actually known as Hemingway House on Stilts, which was a place that he would go for solitude, and one of his favorite fishing spots. So, when I first started this, the staging for it, the pipes, which it's actually not pipes, it's all, this is all made out of wood. There's no metal in that at all. For details on the house, the shingles here on the roof, there's over 850 individual pieces there on the metal, and I take and cut those, cut them square, and then I bend them, and then I paint all the edges black to take away the silver cut on the shingles, and then they're all glued in place. But and then the details, you know, on the inside and the out, you know, you have the lap side and you have the tongue and groove on the inside. All those are individual boards, and then to finish it off, I did an acrylic resin pour on the bottom there, which it stays clear, it doesn't yellow. And I have a sunken boat there in the back with the name Bubba on it, and that's a common name here in Key West growing up. And a hammerhead shark and some lobsters and a big stingray. This here, actually, the wood came from a well-known house here in Key West on Southern Street, and the wood's probably well over 100 years old. And it doesn't have all the whimsical details on the porch, which I do on most of my pieces, but it's the wood that went into this piece here. The wood came from some shutters that were on the Widow's Walk on the top of this building, and the way it has weathered the patina on the wood is, for me, it's just, it's fabulous. It's amazing what Mother Nature has done in this wood. And actually, the patina that's on the wood, when I mill it down, that's what I leave on there. I don't do any of the painting, and it's just the patina that helps bring Old Town to life in my artwork. And like the screen door, the paint was already on the wood when I mill it down and put it together. And down to my light bulbs are made out of the Dade County pine, and then I paint it with a glass porcelain paint. My mailboxes are made from old sheet metal off the roofs in Key West. Every bit of it comes from the houses in Key West. Okay, this one here is on the corner of Whitehead and Julia, and back in the day it used to be Salinaro's grocery store, and being with folk art, you know, I put my own spin on it, and it's Chicken Chester's Hardware for me, and all the details on the inside are also done with salvage material from the old houses here, even down to the bricks on the walkway, and of course on the clock there, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Peace, love, and joy on all my pieces. Somewhere, if you look, you'll find it. And all these pieces hang on the wall. They're flat pieces, so, and they're all numbered on the back. Piece number 31. And over 6 years, 6 years time, I've done 41 pieces. So that'll give you an idea how long it takes me to do them. This piece here took me a full 2 months to do. This is the Long Key. It was known as the Long Key train station, which was washed away in the 1935 hurricane. This is a replica of the building that was there, which was washed away. And this train here, this train is made from an old sheet of V-crent metal, and train 153 was the number of the last train out before the 1935 hurricane. This here was modeled after my house that I grew up in Roberts Lane here in Key West. It wasn't this color, and it didn't have, you know, some of these designs on it, but the basic structure, the 1.5 story, was the old house I grew up in. This is a replica of my grandmother's house, which I pretty much grew up in. You know, we were all, you know, as kids over my grandmother's house, and I put my daddy's name on his tackle box. My father's name was Billy, and his sister was my Aunt Clara, and my Uncle Wayne I put on his T-shirt there, Goldie Goldstein, and my grandmother's name was Myrell. Tony Saloon, which is a well-known landmark for Key West. Actually, it was one of the most visited spots for Ernest Hemingway. And at one time there, let's see, it was in 1933 to 1937, this was Sloppy Joe's. And then, of course, it
When it was hot, it was hot as could be. And when it was not, you still could not get rid of me. And still I'm waiting and wondering to hold you again. Do you remember how I held you, my love? I'll see you out there around the corner in a bar. I'll see you out there driving in your car. As long as you have a piece of my heart, I'll see you out there. There were ups and downs and everything in between. Precious moments between you and me. And still I'm waiting and wondering to hold you again. Do you remember how I held you, my love? I'll see you out there between the moons and the stars. I'll see you out there from behind my guitar. As long as you have a piece of my heart, as long as you have a piece of my heart, as long as you have a piece of my heart, I'll see you out there. I'll see you out there. Yeah, yeah. Whatever made you think that I go
here is a
away?
replica building right down the street from Five Brothers grocery store, which it's one of the first places I go to when I have my art done. I'll take and go over there, Five Brothers Grocery, and it's one of the favorite gathering spots for coffee in Key West, and I can always run into a lot of my buddies and friends having coffee, and I enjoy showing my art there. So that's pretty much the first place it goes.
I'll see you out there, wherever you are, as long as you have a piece of my heart, as long as you have a piece of my heart, as long as you have a piece of my heart, I'll see you out there. I'll see you out there. I'll see you out there.